Hello, everybody, and welcome to SoulPet. This is the channel dedicated to helping people heal and recover after the loss of an animal companion. So thanks for joining me today. My name is Elaine. I'm an animal Reiki master, an animal chaplain, and an animal medium. So all of the things that I do are centered around animals, but guess what? We human beings are animals too. So it's about helping all of us to heal after pet loss. So today's video is a little impromptu, a little bit off the cuff. We'll see where it takes us. But I want to share a couple things with you today about healing and why I think healing is so important, why I've dedicated so much of this to helping us heal after the loss of a pet. And the answer is because it's your birthright to live a full, complete life, a life that's full of love and happiness and joy. And this grief that you're feeling, grief can be temporary, but suffering is that thing, that long-term enduring pain. That's what we want to heal from. Because I believe, I know from at the very depth of my heart, I know that you are meant to heal. You're meant to learn how to recover. You are meant to learn from this experience and allow your heart to grow even fuller. And there are so many more things about being a better animal, a better companion and caretaker to animals in the future, but this is about you. This is about you and your life and being able to live to your fullest. So I want to show you the power of your mind to help you manage and recover from the grief. And it's about intention. When you set an intention to heal, that intention alone puts you on the road to reawakening the joy in your heart, to reawakening your natural birthright to live a full, complete, happy life. So let's talk about the power of your mind. I want to give you a couple fun exercises today, some things to prove to you just how powerful our mind is and how much control we have and how much ability we have once we set our mind to the process of healing. So the first thing that I want you to do, as always, I have to say, when we do these activities, if there's ever a time when I tell you to close your eyes or that you need to place your both hands on the desk in front of you, make sure that you're not driving or operating heavy equipment, right? We want to make sure that we are in a place where we are safe and comfortable and can do these activities safely, right? Okay, so here we go. The first one is going to be with using your imagination. Imagination is a form of intention, and imagination can be used to help you heal. You can imagine what it would feel like. You can imagine what your ideal life would feel like, what happiness would feel like. You can imagine what relief would feel like. That's the emotion I try to go for. The feeling I go for is not to jump right from grief and sadness and despair into joy and bliss and happiness. It's to find relief. That's like step number one, just to find a moment of relief. But here's how your mind works. So do this with me. I'm going to give you two exercises today. This first one doesn't take anything. All you need to do is close your eyes. I want you to close your eyes and listen to my voice. And there are some people who say, well, I have trouble visualizing. I have trouble following guided meditations. I have trouble picturing things in my mind. I don't know what something would feel like. Well, that's what this activity is designed for. So close your eyes. And I just want you to follow along with me right now. Close your eyes. And I want you to, if you want to, you can hold out your hand. You can hold out your hand just visually in your mind, or you can physically hold out your hand. And I want you to imagine that in your hand, I have placed a golf ball. So think about that. In your hand, I just placed a golf ball. And I want you to visualize what that golf ball feels like. Is it smooth? Can you feel like all the little dimples that come in a golf ball? Does it feel hard? Is it dense? If you can visualize what it would sound like if you were to like drop it, would it make a little clunk, a little thunk on the floor if you dropped it? What would it feel like? Can you hear the crack when a golf ball, when a golf club hits the ball, and you can hear that, even if you've only ever heard it on TV? What does that sound like? That connection between the golf ball and the golf club. So I really want you to visualize what that golf ball feels like. Feel it smooth. Maybe you can see a color. Maybe you see that it's white, or maybe it's one of those hot pink ones. But you just visualize that golf ball in your hand. And I really just want you in your mind to use your imagination to drop that ball. Drop the golf ball onto the ground and watch it. It rolls right away, and let it roll away. Okay, clear your mind for a second here, just following my voice. I would like you to imagine now, hold out your hand again. You can either hold it out in your mind or physically hold out your hand and imagine that I'm placing into your hand a tennis ball. So I've placed a tennis ball into your hand and I want you to feel the tennis ball. Can you feel the felt? How different does it feel than the golf ball? You can hear it maybe as you roll the ball in your hands, touching the felt. Can you feel the little line that goes around the edge of the tennis ball? Can you feel the difference in weight, the difference in density? Does it feel like if you were to like bounce it around in your hand, can you feel it like bouncing a little bit the way that a golf ball would not? So think about that tennis ball, and maybe even the tennis ball has a color. Is it yellow or bright green or orange, any of the colors that a tennis ball might be? I want you to call that to mind. And then I want you to kind of bounce it in the air. Bounce it in the air a little bit and think about the sound it would make. Even if all you've ever done is see a tennis match on TV, I want you to think about the sound when a tennis racket connects with a ball and hear that sound in your mind, even if you just know what it is. And then come back to focusing your attention on the tennis ball that's in your hand. And I want you to drop that. Watch it bounce. When you drop it, the tennis ball bounces, bounce, 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 and it goes bouncing right off on its merry little way. Okay, now I'm going to bring you back here and I'm going to have you open your eyes again. That was using your imagination. You set an intention to know what it would feel like to have a golf ball in your hand or a tennis ball in your hand. And without actually physically having them in your hands, you knew what they felt like, what they might look like, what they sounded like. That is how we can use our mind to focus on healing. When we set an intention that we want to know what it feels like, what would relief feel like? Does relief feel like sitting on a beach under the sun? Does relief feel like taking a hike through nature? Does relief feel like just being calm and not having the heaviness anymore? Does it feel like a big lead blanket being lifted off your body? Is that what relief feels like? Visualize that. Think about what it might feel like, and just those thoughts will set you on the path to healing. Second fun exercise. Okay, you ready? We're going to do this one again because I'm going to tell you, as always, I'm going to encourage you to join the Monday night live streams, even if you don't like to participate, to watch and see what we talk about. This is going to be coming up this coming Monday. I'm going to do this exercise again for everybody if you would like to play along. And I've started a little series on the Monday night live streams about healing and their actual techniques, things that you can do. We're going to, at least it's going to be for like the next 4 to 6 weeks, because I've got some different ideas about techniques that I can share with you. Everything from the Polynesian technique of Lomi Lomi to Reiki to quantum, it's called quantum earthing. No, quantum entanglement. No, quantum, can't remember. But I'll know it by the time we do it. It's called QE. There are different things that you can do, tapping, NLP. These are the types of things that you can do in order to facilitate your own healing. You have everything inside you that you need to heal. I'm going to offer these techniques and I share these little tips and tricks to help you, but everything you need to heal is already inside you. It lives right in your heart. And I'm going to try to help you get there. So the second technique I want you to do is with your hands. So again, if you're driving, don't let go of the steering wheel. Be in some place where you can actually do this. And I want you to have two hands, and I want you to see, you see where those lines, you have a line at the edge of your hand here? I want you to line up the two lines on the palms of each hand, and then use your pinky fingers as the guide. So there are also lines at each knuckle. So I want you to line up your hands with the lines of your palm, that top line, and then use your pinky fingers to connect those lines. I want you to get them as close as possible. And then I just want you to put your hands together in prayer position. In the Reiki world, we call this gasho, but prayer position, just like prayer hands. That's what I want you to have. And I want you to look at your fingers, and you're staring at the middle finger, which is generally the highest finger. You're staring at the middle finger, and you'll notice that one of them is actually lower than the other. It's just a function of the way that our physiology is. One finger is going to be just a little smidge lower than the other finger, and you're going to be able to see which finger that is. So I want you to look at that finger that is that's lower than the other one. Now, here's what you're going to do. Take your hands and place them on the desk, and I want you to become very aware, focus all of your intention on the middle finger that was lower. And I want you to just stare at it. And I want you to give let all of your attention go from every other part of your body and direct it all to that finger. And I want you to tell that finger to grow longer. Yep, just tell it. Be longer, be longer, be longer. Visualize it. Think about it. Imagine that it grows longer. It's growing longer. I know it sounds ridiculous, but I want you to do it anyway. Focus on that finger and think about that finger being longer, longer, longer. It's longer, it's longer, it's longer. That finger. Now close your eyes and direct all of your attention to that middle finger, and you tell it to be longer, 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 longer. It's longer. It's even longer than it was a second ago. It is longer. Now, take your hands back together again, bring them up, line up those lines, line up your pinky, bring your fingers together, and watch as that finger has grown. That finger is now taller than it was. It's not just taller than it was before. You're going to see that it's either even or greater, higher than the finger that it was next to before. That is the power of your mind. That is the power of your mind. That is the power of your mind. Did you make your finger grow? You did not make your finger grow. You made your perception of that finger grow. That is how powerful your mind is. You have everything inside of you that you need to help you heal at this moment. So you tell yourself, heal. I focus on healing. I focus on relief. I focus on letting go. I focus on how much I love my animal companion and how I know they would not want me to be grieving. They would want me to live. They would want me to just be joyful. They would want me to experience everything. They would want to inspire me. They want me to live my best life, the best life I possibly could. Think all of those thoughts in your mind. Allow your perception of the grief to dissipate. Use your mind, use your heart, use all of the power that you have within you, and you will be on the journey to healing, and you will know what that feels like. Nice deep breath. Please join me on Monday nights. It's every Monday evening. We do a live stream on YouTube. It's called SoulPet, and it's every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern time. I used Eastern time. That's New York time, Miami time. It's what most people are familiar with. The recordings are there always, even though I do it live. That recording you have access to forever and ever and ever. It doesn't disappear like on other social media. So come to YouTube every Monday, and if you have to watch it the day after, like if you're in Australia, it's going to be on Tuesday. It's going to be like Tuesday morning, something like that. Watch it and join a community of people. We are a wonderful community of supportive people who have all been through the loss of one or more animal companions. Some of us who have lost animal companions within a week of each other. My three seniors, I knew, my mind knew, my heart didn't take it as well. Lost all three of my senior dogs over an 18-month period, two of them within a week. So we are a community of people who comes here to support each other because we know that we can not just heal, but we can live our best lives. All right, that's what I have for you for now, my friends. Until the next video, may animals light your way. Take care.